Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Erlin Alpatikah. I am from 4th B class at English Department Education at Islamic State University Syarif Hidayatullah, Jakarta. Now on this video I will present you a review of mine, a review textbook, and the book is Improving Reading Skills in English, Book 1 plus Workbook 1. For my presentation, firstly, I will tell you what is this book. Secondly, I will move on to the informations of authors, and thirdly, I will go on to the summary of this book. Lastly, I will focus on how this book organized. Okay, let me start my presentation. First of my presentation is what is this book. Actually, this book consists of two books that combined be one book. The books are Book 1 and Workbook 1, and I think this book in the past has separate. What else? What makes second? No. The book 1 and workbook 1 difference is workbook 1 have a part in each lesson that contains explanation of the lessons, but in workbook there is no explanation, only for exercises. But overall, most of the book 1 consists exercises. But I like it because I as a student more comfortable by learning with one book better than two books separated, because it will not comfort bringing two books. Next point of my presentation, I will move on to the author's information. This book written by team of 5, and the publisher is Prenada Media Group. Before doing this video, I find out more about the team of 5, also Prenada Media Group, and I got information that Prenada Media Group is located at East Jakarta, which means this book is from Indonesia, and maybe I think this book also for Indonesian students who study English. Then for team of 5, they also has 3 series for this book with the same title, and the series the improving reading skills in English, book 1 plus workbook 1, book 2 plus workbook 2, and book 3 plus workbook 3. So there are 3 series from this, and I took book 1 plus workbook 1. This book contains the basic grammar, and I predict in the book 2 and book 3 that contains more specific, more detail about grammar. Okay, then I will go on to the next point. The next point is I will talk about the summary of this book. From this book, you can learn about basic grammar, include nouns and article, adjective, adverb, tenses, past, present, future of simple, progressive, and perfect. There is no in this book. There is no perfect continuous, and also from the quantity word and questions. Yes, no, and WH questions. I actually am interested by learning from this book because in the workbook 1, as the title, we practice our reading skills. In the book 1, we will practice that grammar's component based on reading text. Based on the reading text, so we will practice our reading skill comprehensive. Then for in the workbook 1, we will only practice our grammar skills. Lastly, I will focus on to the how this book organized. As I told you at first this video, this book consists of two books. In the end of book 1, there is two white papers that be as a divider between book 1 and workbook 1, and between them. It divides the end of book 1 and the beginning of the workbook 1. All of the lessons for these two books have the same pattern. For book 1, it's organized by 5 parts. The first part is reading text. Second part is comprehending reading. It includes vocabulary and part of speech in the reading text. And the third is grammar structure. Now in this part, this book will give few explanation about the lesson we learned. If we read the first lesson is noun and article, and this one, the vocabulary will list the article and nouns from the reading text. Also the grammar in this lesson, in part grammar structure in this lesson, it will explain about nouns and article. And for the exercise, and the fourth part is exercise is about grammar and article, and the last is the word that a list of words there is no in reading text. In this part is the contents with acronym, synonym, comparative from from the least vocabulary from the reading text. For the workbook 1, there is 3 parts in every lessons. There are part A, part B, part C. For 3 of them, there are included exercises. Choose one the best answer, fill in the blank, and check the word in the brackets, and so on. Okay. It's enough for my presentation. I will give you a conclusion. In conclusion, I conclude that this book have read by English students in university, because this book contains basic grammar, and with the exercises is clearly like in TOEFL, of course, too. And one thing I will tell you is the red stage difficult for me. This book I read 7 for this book. It's quite difficult for me because this book contains all of my materials in grammar lesson for 3 semester, and I hardly do understand it. Okay, thank you guys for your listening my textbook review presentation. I will improving also my speaking skills. Maybe I'm sorry if I have big mistake during my presentation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.